So in 2024, Bitcoin rallied to over $100,000.
Bitcoin indeed topped 100,000 for the first time ever.
Coin has passed the 100,000 US dollar mark for the first time.
The price of a single Bitcoin has climbed above $100,000 for the first time.
And now you want to know what are some of the best altcoins to invest in for 2025. Well, luckily for you, I'm about to share the 5 cryptos that I've invested in that I think can perform incredibly this year. The first pick I have is Polkadot. Polkadot is a blockchain platform launched in 2020 by Dr. Gavin Wood, who is one of the brains behind Ethereum. It's like a superhighway for blockchains, letting different blockchains connect and talk to each other. Think of it as a way to bring all the different crypto projects together into one big efficient ecosystem. What makes Polkadot special is its relay chain. This is like the main road that keeps everything moving smoothly while other blockchains called parachains do their thing. It's fast, secure, and built for the future of the internet. Now, the token powering the ecosystem is called DOT. It's used for staking, voting on decisions, and connecting new parachains to the network. With a total supply of roughly 1.53 billion DOT, Polkadot is all about innovation and scalability. So what makes Polkadot special, and what were some of its key updates in 2024? Well, the big news is that 2024 was the year when the XCM v3 upgrade launched. This is like giving Polkadot a superpower. Blockchains on the network can now share assets, tokens, and information way more easily. This makes Polkadot one of the most connected ecosystems in the crypto world. Another highlight is the growth of parachains. These are individual blockchains that plug into Polkadot. Each one is focused on different things like DeFi, gaming, or data storage. More than 50 parachains are already live, and new ones are joining through auctions, making the ecosystem bigger and more exciting. And adoption is growing. Polkadot is attracting developers and companies that are using it for real-world applications, becoming a major player in Web3, making it easier for different projects to work together. Now let's talk about the tokenomics of Polkadot. Polkadot has a total supply of roughly 1.53 billion DOT, which its value tied to its use of the ecosystem. DOT isn't just a coin, it's the key to the network. People use it to vote, stake, and secure parachain slots during auctions, which we talked about previously. Staking is also huge on Polkadot. By staking DOT, you help secure the network and earn rewards. Plus, projects need DOT to win parachain slots, creating even more demand. And unlike Bitcoin, there's no hard cap on the supply, but the system is designed to keep things balanced and sustainable over time. Now, currently Polkadot sits at roughly $6.84 to 90 cents at the time of making this video, with a market cap of roughly $10.5 billion. One of the big players in crypto and is one of the largest coins ever. With the new upgrade that launched in 2024 and more adoption being created every single day, Polkadot is, with the launch of the new upgrade in 2024, thriving parachain ecosystem and more adoption every single day, Polkadot is proving that it's here to stay. Now let's jump into some of the more interesting bit, which is where I'm going to be buying and selling Polkadot. Now, yes, Polkadot rallied significantly in 2024. We hit lows of roughly $3.62 to 65 cents and rallied all the way up to $11.64, but that is nowhere near where it was in the previous bull run. If we zoom out here and go into the weekly chart, we can see that in the 2021 bull run, Polkadot hit $55. Now again, we're not necessarily saying that it's going to go all the way back up to $55. However, you know, hypothetically, if you were to invest in roughly here at $6.88 and we did head back up, that would be nearly a 10x. It'd be roughly an 8x from where it's at right now, which is still major. Now let's go back to, you know, the reality and see where we can actually be buying and selling Polkadot. Personally, everyone inside of my Discord, which I'll leave link down below, we've been investing in Polkadot in this major green box, anywhere from $5 all the way down to $3.66, and we've been buying up Polkadot since 2023, and even before that we've been holding during the 2021 bull run as well, where we sold off some Polkadot in the high 10s, you know, like $30, $40, $50. But now times have changed a little bit and we're looking at where we can hold to right now. So if you didn't manage to accumulate in our box that we have right here, then you're going to be looking to accumulate somewhere, you know, slightly higher up. We are currently in a bull run, which, you know, started at the end of 2024, primarily in November. As you can see here, this is when everything really started to take off. Now we have come down since, and that's just mostly due to a lot of people just selling off few positions during the December period. Bitcoin also crashed quite significantly, you know, roughly $10,000 to $15,000, and with altcoins suffering significantly more. Now I'm going to be personally looking to accumulate Polkadot, after we've accumulated here at this white zone right here, which is roughly $6.65 to $6.75, so a 10-cent difference here. Anyway, in this white box is our first initial entry. Our second initial entry is going to be this wick low right here at roughly $6, and our third initial entry is going to be at $5.37, roughly at this Fibonacci zone right here. Now this is the 0.618 and 0.786 Fibonacci, which is a golden zone, meaning it's a good zone to accumulate in. And as for targets where we're looking to sell, well, the initial target really depends on whether you want to hold long term or short term. Short term targets can be anywhere from, the high that we had this year in 2024 at 117% profit to 200% profit here at $16, which is the 0.236 Fibonacci if we zoom out slightly more. Now, if you're looking to hold for the longer term, then I'd really be looking at these two as the main targets, which is going to be $23 for a percent profit of 333 and also $29 for a profit of 450%. Now, the really optimistic price target I have is roughly $35 to $44. Now, this is going to give us 560 to 720% profit, which is really, really significant. And the way I like to structure my, selling zones is the same way I like to structure my buying zones. I will usually have 3 buying zones, as we just talked about here, and 3 selling zones. The first sell zone is going to be a really pessimistic zone. Worst case scenario, it should go up to here. The second zone is a slightly more optimistic, sort of a neutral zone, I like to call it, where, everything might not go right, but not everything will go wrong either. And that's the zone we should really hit. And then the third zone is the super optimistic zone, where if everything goes right, this is the area that we should be looking to hit. That way you get the best of, all 3 worlds. You're definitely going to be able to sell some of your altcoins, and best case scenario, you'll be able to sell at the top or near the top, and you'll have already secured profits if everything dumps. So that's the way I really like to look at it, and those are my selling zones and buying zones for Polkadot. Now, the next coin I have is Fetch. Fetch.ai is a blockchain platform built to power artificial intelligence and automation. Think of it as a digital world where AI-powered agents work together to solve problems, automate tasks, and make everything way more efficient. Launched in 2019, Fetch.ai combines blockchain with machine learning to create decentralized networks for smarter decision making. These AI agents can manage things like energy grids, supply chains, or even your daily tasks, all while reducing costs and increasing efficiency. The backbone of this ecosystem is the Fetch token, with a total supply of 2.71 billion Fetch. It's used to power the network, reward AI agents, and secure the blockchain. So what's really been happening with Fetch.ai in 2024? Well, the biggest buzz this year is all around the real-world AI adoption. Fetch's AI technology is being integrated into industries like healthcare, transportation, and finance to create smarter systems. Companies are really starting to see the power of combining AI and blockchain, and Fetch.ai is the leading in charge. Another highlight is DeFi meets AI. Fetch.ai is rolling out decentralized finance tools powered by artificial intelligence, making it way easier for users to automate trading strategies, lending, and also borrowing. This brings a whole new layer of intelligence to DeFi. And let's not forget partnerships. Fetch.ai is teaming up with big names in tech and business to expand its use cases. The more industries adopt Fetch.ai's technology, the more valuable its ecosystem becomes. Now let's talk about the Fetch.ai tokenomics. Fetch.ai has a total supply of roughly 2.71 billion Fetch, and this token is the key to running its AI-powered network. Fetch is used to pay for AI services, stake to secure the blockchain, and reward participants who contribute. The network is designed for efficiency, with Fetch acting as fuel for AI agents working in the system. As more industries adopt Fetch.ai, the demand for Fetch grows, making it a vital part of the ecosystem. Now, where does Fetch.ai stand in 2024? Well, it's currently trading at roughly $1.30 at the time of making this video, with a market cap of roughly $3.2 billion. One of the leading blockchain platforms focused on AI, which is standing out in a world that's increasingly relying on smart automated solutions. With real-world AI adoption, partnerships, and innovative DeFi tools, Fetch.ai is carving out its place for the future of technology. Now, let's take a look at where I'm buying and selling Fetch.ai, which is probably what you're here for. So again, Fetch.ai also had quite a good year in 2024. Obviously, during the end, we've now come down, but really ever since August, it's been in this upward trajectory. During November, it really started to, spiral up, where we hit $2.17, which was really good. The start of 2024 was really the best period for Fetch. This was where everybody was talking about it and where it really became a household name in crypto. We hit a high of $3.50, or 48 cents if you really want to be specific. But where are we looking to buy and sell Fetch? Well, again, in our previous videos and also in the Discord server, we were buying Fetch all the way down at 78 cents, all the way up to 94 cents. So we're currently up at slightly like 30-40% from our initial entries, even 2x for some people. We hit a high of $2.11, which was really good. We didn't sell yet. We're still holding on to our Fetch, and we're going to be looking to sell way higher up. So where should you be buying if you weren't able to get in at that level? Well, this yellow zone is a really good accumulation zone. We've hit it multiple times before. You can see here it was used as a slight order block. We've since mitigated it, but it's still been used as a really good support level. We bounced off it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, and I'd really be looking at this zone as the main accumulation zone. I usually have 3, which we talked about previously, but with having such a strong support, we can really utilize this single support area. So if you're scared that we might not come down to this support level, what you can try and do is set a market entry roughly at here, this level right here, $1.30. Second entry at this yellow box that we have here at roughly $1.10, and a third entry at the green zone right here at roughly 88 cents. So it is quite a steep drop to the bottom entry, but I think the yellow entry should be able to hit, as we're sort of trading in no man's land right here. Again, if we don't and the market does just decide to pump, then you can get in a entry, a market entry, current market entry right here at roughly $1.30. Maybe we go up to like $1.40, somewhere around here. Now for selling, it again depends on whether you want to hold for the long term or short term. The shorter term, I'd be looking at least this high of $2.18, which will give you roughly 100% profit from the yellow box entry. The second target for short term, we're looking at this sort of order block that we have here. I'd go with the center of it for 150% profit. Those are your 2 short-term targets. Now for longer term targets, we sort of have to zoom out here and go into price discovery, because this is the all-time high for Fetch. We've never been above, so we have to sort of determine these levels ourselves. It's really hard to judge, but we can usually use the Fibonacci. And in using the Fibonacci, we get these levels. So the first level in price discovery is going to be $5.20, which from the yellow box entry will give us roughly 375% profit. The second level is $8, which is again roughly 600% profit. And the third and final level is $10.79, which is 880% profit, nearly 1,000% profit. So first initial target you can set to the all-time high for roughly 200% profit. Third target, I'd say roughly $5.20, and the optimistic target, I'd skip $8 and I'd go straight to $10.79. Again, AI is a super big topic in 2024. We had Nvidia absolutely soar in the market, and I think that will carry on into 2025 as the demand for AI grows, more AI projects come out, and the need for AI will just carry on increasing. I think that will continue to soar into the crypto world, and that's why AI and Fetch should continue soaring. Now onto the third coin, which is called Polygon, or previously named Matic. Pol, previously known as Matic, is the token powering the Polygon blockchain, a platform built to make Ethereum faster, cheaper, and more efficient. Think of it as the scalable sidekick to Ethereum, helping it handle more transactions without the high fees. Polygon uses a technology called Layer 2 scaling, which processes transactions off Ethereum's main blockchain and then bundles them back on. This makes it faster and less expensive to use. The Pol token has a total supply of roughly 10.32 billion tokens, and it's used for staking, governance, and paying transaction fees, similar to all the other projects. Polygon isn't just making Ethereum better though, it's building a whole ecosystem of apps and services for Web3. So what are some of the updates happening with Polygon in 2024? Well, the biggest update is Polygon 2.0, a major upgrade transforming the network into a multi-chain ecosystem. This means it's evolving into a platform that connects even more blockchains, not just Ethereum, to build a fully interconnected Web3. Another exciting development is the ZK EVM adoption. Polygon's zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, known as the ZK EVM, is gaining traction, allowing developers to build apps that are fast, secure, and compatible with Ethereum. It's a game changer for scaling Web3 apps. Polygon is also seeing massive partnerships with companies like Starbucks, Reddit, and Nike, which are using its technology for NFTs and other blockchain projects. This is bringing Web3 closer to everyday users and driving mainstream adoption. Now the tokenomics, the more boring part of the video. Pol, again, has a total supply of roughly 10.32 billion tokens, and its role in the ecosystem is crucial. It's used to pay for transactions, secure the network through staking, and participate in governance. It's currently trading at roughly 47 to 50 cents at the time of making this video, with a market cap of roughly $4 billion. It remains one of the top projects in the crypto space, known for solving Ethereum's scaling challenges and driving innovation in the blockchain technology. With Polygon 2.0 and the ZK EVM adoption and high-profile partnerships, Pol is at the forefront of building a more scalable and interconnected Web3 for the future. Now let's take a look at where I'm personally buying and selling Polygon. So obviously we had the change, so the chart is looking slightly new, but if we go all the way back, now let's take a look at the interesting bit, which is where I'm buying and selling Polygon. So we can see obviously after the update, Polygon is a relatively old project. It's not new at all. This is just the update that we had where it switched into the PolUSDT token. So, for specific buying areas, it did have quite a significant dip down to like 30 cents, currently trading at 47.5 cents. This is quite a good support area, if I'm being totally honest, right here. If we also draw on the Fibonacci, we can see that it's currently near the 0.618 level, which is usually a very good level to start accumulating a coin at, or any specific asset. So as for a real accumulation zone, this is where it would be at. We'll mark this in a dark green. So what I'd be looking to do is accumulate Polygon. You can set your first entry to here, which is at the 0.618 level, roughly at 47 cents. Your second initial entry can be at the middle right here at roughly 42.6 cents, 42 cents, and your third entry could be right here at 39 to 38 cents. Again, I think this is quite a good entry level and system. Then when we're looking to sell, again, we're gonna have to either go back onto the old chart that we have, or we'll check out price discovery. I prefer to go onto the old chart, so let's type that in, and we can see here where we're at. So we're at roughly 47 cents, and if we zoom out all the way, we can see Matic hit a high of $2.75, but we'll just draw on the Fibonacci from this low to, actually let's do it a different way. Let's draw it on from this high to this low. That way we have some price discovery levels. Now again, if we're entering at current market price, it depends again if you want to hold for the long term or short term. I think Matic is more of a coin you'd be holding for the longer term, simply because of how much potential it has and how much we really have fallen since all the new updates that have come out and all the innovation that has happened. Matic right now is in a way better state than it was previously, in 2022, 2023, and it's at a way lower price. So I'd really be looking, first targets at least at 99 cents or 98 cents right here for 100% profit. Second targets can be, I would say, in the middle between 2.618 to the 3.618 level here for roughly 230% profit at $1.56.5. And then your third and final target, I think we can go way above the 4.236 level and actually go to the high that we have here at roughly $2.74 for 500% profit. Those are my three key selling areas and the way that I'd be looking to buy Matic or Polygon. In number 2, we have none other than the second largest cryptocurrency ever, Ethereum. ETH, short for Ethereum, is more than just a cryptocurrency. It's the backbone of Ethereum's blockchain, a platform where developers can build apps, smart contracts, and even entire financial systems, all without needing a central authority like a bank or company. Ethereum revolutionized blockchain by introducing smart contracts, self-executing programs that run automatically when conditions are met. This makes it perfect for everything from DeFi, which is decentralized finance, NFTs, gaming, and far beyond. ETH is the fuel of this ecosystem used to pay for transactions and run apps, with a total supply of roughly 120 million ETH. It's one of the most valuable assets in crypto today. What are some of the key updates happening in 2024 with Ethereum? Well, the biggest headline is Ethereum's ongoing scaling upgrades. With the introduction of ETH 2.0 and Layer 2 solutions, the network is faster, cheaper, and way more efficient. These updates reduce congestion and make Ethereum more accessible to everyone. Another key update is Ethereum's ETF, which allows institutional investors to invest in Ethereum. We first had the Bitcoin ETF launch, and then afterwards came the ETH ETF. ETF. Now institutions like BlackRock, Grayscale, Vanguard can start to invest, their investors' money into Ethereum. Now let's talk a bit about the tokenomics. So Ethereum again has a total supply of roughly 120 million ETH, but what makes ETH special is its transition to a deflationary model. After the merge upgrade in 2022, Ethereum moved to a proof of stake or POS system, reducing the issuance of new ETH significantly. With mechanisms like EIP 1559, ETH is now burned during transactions, meaning more ETH is removed from circulation than actually created. This scarcity makes ETH an even more valuable asset, often seen as digital oil, powering the ETH ecosystem. So where does ETH stand right now in 2024? Well, it's currently sitting at roughly $3,350 with a market cap of roughly $404 billion. It's the second largest cryptocurrency, dominating over 15% of the total cryptocurrency market cap, and Ethereum and ETH are the heart of the Web3 space, leading the charge into a decentralized future. Here is exactly where I'm looking to buy and sell Ethereum in 2025. Inside the Discord, we are already buying ETH way below during the bear market, really, of 22 all the way down to 24. We've been accumulating since the lows of the 1000 all the way up to 1600, but more recently this was the main zone we were accumulating in at, which was this red box. You can go back to a previous YouTube video of mine on ETH. You'll see that we were constantly talking about accumulating in this red box. Since it's done roughly a 50% increase to $3,350, the main reason it fell was because it hit this massive order block that we have right here, which is quite bare. We were hoping for it to break through, however it didn't, which is okay because now it gives us a better opportunity to invest in Ethereum. It's currently sitting at the 0.236 level here on the Fibonacci, which is also quite a good level to invest in at. Again, we want to try and get 3 potential entries, so let's get them on. First entry can be at the current market price. Second entry, or it depends on when the video comes out and how Ethereum has moved. If it's moved down, then obviously adapt the entry points, and if it's moved up, then I'd just recommend waiting and for Ethereum to come back down to those levels, or you can also try and adapt and enter at the market price it's at then, or set up new targets. So first initial entry, I think the current market price is relatively good. Second entry, I think this red zone that we have right here at roughly just under $3,000, $2,950, $40, somewhere around there, I think is a good area to be buying in at. And the third entry, I don't think we'll come back down to $2,000, the low $2,000. If we do, then again, I'd recommend setting up another entry there. But I think the third and final entry will be roughly at $2,700. Now, as for selling targets, again, luckily Ethereum has had some previous price action above these highs, so we can look to easily target the all-time high as, I'd say, a short-term target. This would give us roughly 70% profit, and as for future targets, this is what I'd be looking to do. I'd easily be looking at selling at $7,360. This is our first initial long-term target. That would give us roughly 155% profit. The second target would be roughly at $11,370 for 300% profit, and the final target is at $15,000 for roughly 400% profit. Now again, this might look like quite optimistic for Ethereum. However, during the previous bull run, it ran up from $300 all the way up to $5,000, and people were thinking that it's going to keep on going to $10,000. Now it's obviously changed. We have a lot more bullish news. ETH is a completely new token than it was in 21, and I think it's a much better token than it was then, and that's why I have these quite optimistic targets. And finally, in number 1, we have Render. Render is a blockchain platform designed for 3D renderings and GPU-based computing. It connects people who need massive computational power for things like movies, games, and virtual reality with those who have that extra GPU power to spare. Think of it as the Airbnb for computing power. Instead of investing in expensive hardware like GPUs, you can use Render to rent a GPU from the network, making high-quality 3D rendering faster, cheaper, and way more accessible. And the native token Render is the current currency of the network. It's used to pay for rendering services, reward GPU providers, and secure the platform. With a total supply of currently 530 million Render tokens, it powers a revolutionary approach to distributed computing. What were some of the key updates in 2024? Well, Render started gaining traction as a demand for virtual worlds, AI, and high visuals skyrocketed. performance. With industries like gaming, AR, VR, and film relying on rendering power, Render is positioning itself as a go-to solution. This year, the platform is expanding its ecosystem, integrating more GPUs and offering faster, more efficient services. Render is also partnering with major companies in entertainment and tech, showing the world that blockchain and 3D renderings are a match made in heaven. Additionally, decentralized rendering pools are being rolled out, allowing smaller GPU providers to participate in the network. This creates a more robust, scalable ecosystem for rendering tasks. Now let's talk a bit about the Render tokenomics. Render has a total supply of roughly 530 million Render, and its value is tied to its use in the ecosystem. Again, Render is used to pay for these rendering tasks and to reward providers for sharing their GPU power. As more creators and companies use Render services, the demand for Render token grows. The system is designed to scale as the need for high quality rendering increases across different industries. It's currently sitting at roughly $7 per token to $6.90, depending on the time this video comes out, with a market cap of $3.6 billion. It's one of the top blockchain platforms focused on GPU computing, carving out a unique niche in the crypto space. It has huge demand, and with the growing costs of GPUs from Nvidia, we've seen how much Nvidia has soared over the past year. In 2024, it's been the best performing stock, I'd say, of the last decade. Render is a direct competitor to companies like AWS, Amazon Web Services, and I think it's going to be the leading GPU provider in 2025 and for many years to come. It really is revolutionary. Instead of buying a GPU from Nvidia, for example, for thousands of dollars, to use maybe for a couple of tasks, all you need to do is rent a GPU from the Render network. That way, you're saving a lot of money. You're only using the amount of power that you actually need. And again, you're saving a lot of money. I think that's the main thing about Render. Now let's take a look at where I'm personally buying and selling Render. Again, in the Discord, I called Render at extreme lows. We were buying it for under $1 during the entire bear market here during 22 to 23. We were really hooked on Render and the entire project. Yes, we did have to hold through a slightly tough period, but I think that's really come through now. If you bought in at the lows where we were buying in at, you're currently sitting at a 10x return, so 1,000% profit, and we're still looking to accumulate even more Render even at these higher levels. So where should we be looking to buy Render? Well, again, it soared significantly to $13.82, but I still think that is relatively low for Render, and the main reason is because it's during this time of it soaring, we didn't really have Nvidia soaring yet. AI wasn't, I'd say, as big of a topic as it is now, or at least was a few months ago. It still has a lot of potential to carry on soaring, and again, $13 is really low for Render. This project, I'll show you my price targets in just a second, but I think can be one of the best performers in 2025. Now, as for entries, I'd say the first initial entry we'd be looking at, if you haven't invested yet, would be roughly at $6.36 right here at this 0.236 area, all the way down to roughly $5.92. This is your first initial entry. I don't think we'll go much lower than this. Again, if we do, you can set your second entry during the midpoint of this red zone to this red zone at roughly $5.08 to $5.10, and then your final entry at $4.14. Those are my three entries. I do think the initial entry will probably be hit. Those other two, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that we'll be that bearish. Again, if we are, then perfect. We can accumulate more at a lower level. As for selling targets, I wouldn't be looking to hold Render for the short term either. I think this project has a lot of potential to keep on soaring, and I think it'd be a bit foolish to sell at these low levels for like 100% profit when it can go to 20, 30, 40, even $50, and you'd be making thousands of percent of profit. So the first target I'd be looking at is going to be roughly the midpoint from 1.618 to 2.618 at $25 to $26 for 300% profit. The second target is going to be the midpoint from 2.618 to 3.618 for roughly 500% profit, and the final target is going to be $47 or the 4.236 area for nearly 700% profit. That is the way I'm looking at Render and my exact entries and exits. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you want to be getting all of these coins sent to you way earlier, you know, if you bought in at render when I sent it out, you'd be up at 1000% already. So if you want to be getting all of those trades sent to you directly, check out the Discord linked down below. We're sending out all of our trades in there, and we've had an amazing 2024. We're going to have an even better 2025 with all the trades that we have planned, so make sure you check that out. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade any of these cryptocurrencies, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below as well. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.